Welcome. I'm John Canopener.
And I'm James Wang.
And together we are Rock Hard. And we just watched Beverly Hills Cop Part 4.
Axel F.
F.
Fuck, this movie is good.
Goddamn is it good. Goddamn is it good. If you have Netflix, you need to go check it out. We haven't talked much out of the horror genre, but we do enjoy some movies outside of that. And we had been on a little Beverly Hills Cop run lately. We recently watched the first 3, and we enjoyed them very much.
Some more than others?
Some more than others. And we thought we'd do a quick little ranking. This will be a quick video in honor of Eddie Murphy's comeback in Beverly Hills Cop 4. So, what's your ranking?
It's a little toughy.
What's your fucking...
Oh my god. It's kind of hard because watching this 4th movie after just watching the other ones not that long ago, it is a huge jump from the last one, which was like 94 into 2024. So almost like, was like, if I do my math correctly, carried it to
94, that's 40 years. No, 94, 2004, 2014, 20, yeah, 30 years. I had it right the first time. I had it right
Okay. All right, 30 years. Okay. That is a long fucking time.
Yes.
And I feel like Beverly Hills Cop is definitely one of those movies where I didn't even know about until we started watching them recently, and I enjoy them. So the fact that my biggest fear is that maybe this movie would not get as much attraction to like younger people who have no idea about this movie franchise at all. But if you are into these movies, you would get a nostalgic kick out of it because it definitely has some callbacks to the first movie.
Yeah, big time.
So
first 2, I think.
But I was saying, like, coming from like a younger person perspective, I did not know this movie existed. But you should, like, if you're like around like our age like that, you should probably go check these out. Especially since like being like retro is kind of cool now, I guess, in a way where like the 80s and 90s starting to make a comeback, and people are like saying all that stuff, especially with the iconic theme song.
Like what James was saying here, I remember the 3rd one a little more than everything because that was the only one I kind of seen when I was a kid. But once I heard this 4th one was coming out, I was like, well, let's take a gander. We actually watched these with RoboCop, like back and forth. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
And then we were making like the little like comparisons, like, oh, like they're both cops in Detroit, in the 80s. I'm like, and they're both badass. Like, yeah. Like, it's pretty similar, but it's a whole different take. If you've seen RoboCop, you would know it's a whole different take.
And see, that's the thing. That's the thing you guys don't understand. Sometimes we're not even just watching these movies just to watch them. Like, sometimes we do whole franchises without you guys even knowing that we're watching them. You know what I mean, James?
Yeah, sure, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are you so scared, dude? Safety's on, dude. We got all up with our Beverly Hills Cop movie watching, and so we feel like we can rank these, and we're gonna do that really quick for you. James, what's your ranking?
Okay, so do you want to do from worst to best or best to worst? Front to back or front to back? Or back to front?
Worst to best. Let's do
worst to best. All right, this is gonna be more easier then. All right, so since there are only 4 movies in this entire franchise, I am going to have to obviously put Beverly Hills Cop 3 as my number 4. We just watched it last night before watching this 4th one, and I gotta say, this one, the 3rd movie is definitely the weakest out of the bunch. After seeing the first 2 and kind of like, being attached to the characters and the story and Axel Foley and all that and everyone there. So the captain that's been there from the beginning dies. That's like the biggest spoiler. He gets shot and killed.
Which should be pretty meaningful.
Which should be pretty meaningful since he's been there from the beginning. And, Axel Foley's trying to get revenge. He wanted getting his revenge, and it means almost nothing. Because normally, when you're trying a revenge plot, you put more emotion and soul into it, and I feel like he did not do it in this 3rd one. I feel like he's he gets the guy, and it's like it's over, and that's pretty much it. So, and then
tried a lot harder.
Yeah, that, and they could have definitely been more serious. I feel like this one was definitely more like comedy rather than action than what they usually are. I mean, obviously, it's Eddie Murphy. You know, he's gonna have some comedy stuff in his action movies, but still, like the first two were definitely more actiony than this one. I feel like the third one was definitely more like kind of goofy than more serious.
Yeah, and I read a little something about how they're supposed to be like, this was like a downside of Eddie Murphy's career. Like this, he was going through like a pit in his career to where he wasn't getting much hits or anything like that. So they decided to jump his career back up, and new director, you can tell. Yeah, there is an awesome scene though. That scene with the little fucking spider ride or whatever.
The Ferris wheel or spider,
Yeah.
whatever it's called. Yeah, when he's like jumping across to help those kids and stuff.
That was cool.
That was probably the coolest
That
thing.
was really cool, dude. I like that one a lot, dude. I like that. I thought it was really cool.
So what's your number 4?
Mine is also number 3. For the same shit he just said. Pretty much. We're zooming through these. Yeah, the third one. It's definitely missing a lot of the same elements that were in the first.
And you're also missing, was it the guy who
Taggart.
played Taggart?
Yeah.
He's not in this one. They kind of just wrote his character off.
And then Rosewood doesn't have much to do either, and he's just kind of there for a familiar face. You know what I mean?
pretty much, yeah.
And he's just like in love with Axel, you know what I mean? So he's just excited to get on the case again, but whatever. It doesn't. They kind of wrote a part for him, but it doesn't seem like he was supposed to be in the movie. Like they didn't seem like they put too much time into this movie.
It's definitely like a poor use of like legacy characters.
Mm-hmm. My third is numero dos, my friends. Numero dos. I remember this has to do with his friend, the woman getting fucked over, and then he has to come back. There's always something like that. He needs to avenge somebody that he's close to, and it always ends up to be in LA, Beverly Hills area. So in this one, it was a chick that helped him out in the first one. He goes back to help her, doesn't work out, and I don't know. There's like some dyke looking bitch in there, and it happened. I feel like this one was, since you already are familiar with Axel, that they just went balls out with it, like they do a lot in part 2s.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the subtlety of the first one. You know what I mean? I like the subtle kind of shit with him. I like how you kind of figure out that he was a bad kid and that he had to, they need to kind of turn sides a little bit. And since he is such a criminal at heart, that he can sneak his way into all this kind of shit and be a fucking sick detective and undercover guy because he is that guy still. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, my number 3 is also number 2. Yeah, so I think we should just go as we go because pretty much the same shit that he said too.
Yours is number 2?
Yeah, mine's number 2 as well.
Right on. Mm-hmm.
You already kind of have these established characters, and yeah, once again, it's always him. I feel like that was like the common theme. That's the common theme with all these movies. It's just him avenging somebody, and then they just happen to go fucking back to Beverly Hills, and it works. I mean, I don't know. It works.
So it's pretty much
well.
like, what story do you like the most? Out of all
Pretty
these, because
much.
it's the same fucking thing every goddamn time. Except the third one should have had more heart, like you were saying. The third one should have had more heart because this is the chief or captain or where the fuck he is. And he said, go get that motherfucker.
What are you on, coffee break?
You're in coffee break, go get that motherfucker.
Going along with that, my number 2 is... unfortunately, I would have to say, I'm just going to stick to my guns. My number 2 is the first movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like the first movie because it is, again, obviously, that's the thing though. Even though it's the first movie, I kind of enjoy the fourth one more. Pretty much just going along with what I'm saying. The fourth and the first one are tied. But if I have to watch one over again, I'll probably watch the fourth one again over the first one. That's how I kind of do my rankings, is based off rewatchability. So if I'm going to like think about, am I going to watch this shit again? It's going to go higher. So basically saying that the fourth one, spoiler alert, that's my number 1. I would watch the fourth one over the first one again. Even though, granted, just because I put it below 4 does not mean I like it any less. Based off rewatchability. Yeah. And like I said, it's just the first one. I mean, it still has the iconic song. I mean, it's again a revenge plot. His partner gets capped, and he's going, and those people go to Beverly Hills, and he's trying to get revenge. I mean, yeah, it's basically what you said. It's like they're all the same shit. It's just which one do you like better than the other?
Right. Yeah, dude. This is where we have some differences because the second one, my second pick, is the fourth one. I enjoy this movie a lot. It's definitely the second in my whole list. We had a great time. We just finished it right now. I loved it. I loved it because of all the nods it had to the first and the second one.
Yeah.
But mainly the first one. You know what I mean? And I like the first one so much that I'm like, there's a lot of nods to the first one. So I guess that would say that since I'm so excited to get those nods again, that I would think that my favorite would be the first, you know? So spoiler alert. And we're going. The fourth one is awesome. It does touch on all that. It's great to see Taggart and fucking Rosewood all back again.
That's what I'm saying. Even without going into much detail about the fourth movie, because I do feel like it is something worth watching on your own and from your own personal experience.
Right.
I definitely feel like in this one they use great use of the legacy characters. Even though there's some scenes where they're not all together, they do eventually come together in some scenes, and it's just the same trio from the first movie. And a lot of callbacks, and many callbacks, especially with the songs. And then there's some people who
And sets.
and the sets too.
And sets. We're not gonna spoil it. I will never spoil anything for you on this channel. I swear to God. I'm not gonna. This is safe zone, okay? I'm never gonna spoil anything for you, okay? I'm never. And yeah, with this one, I was telling you that there's a lot of callbacks. There's a lot of familiar places that you're gonna like to see again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, some surprise fucking people coming in too. We're not even gonna mention
familiar faces, surprise cameos.
May not have anything to do with this movie at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it's if you know type situation.
And I am one of those that do believe this movie should have been in theaters.
Yes,
I think
myself
there's
included.
enough action. I think there's enough everything to get people back into seats with this because Eddie Murphy's back, bro. Like he jumps right back into Axel Foley like there's no tomorrow. Like there was
as if like nothing fucking happened. Like 30 years later,
That's crazy.
You still jump into character.
He's shit talking. He still weasels his way into every situation.
Suave, very suave.
Rocking the Adidas, rocking the Levi's.
Is the Lions jacket?
The Detroit Lions jacket.
Yeah, exactly. He can pick up 30 years later, like as if nothing happened. Is pretty.
And he's so devoted to what he's doing that
Yeah.
nothing's gonna get in his way. Every fucking time. He doesn't care about law. He doesn't care about anything. Just like, you did something to me, that's why I'm taking you out. You know? If it wasn't directly towards me, it's somebody I know. So I'm fucking getting you. And he does it every time. And yeah, I'm not gonna say he does it in this one. I'm just gonna say that he does a good job of jumping right back into the role. But go see this. It's on Netflix right now. It should have been in theaters.
Yes.
God damn, what a fun ride. It was great. I wish it was longer. I had a good time with it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, this is one of those, we always bitch about like long movies and shit, but this one I was like, God, I just want to spend more time here because I really enjoy what's going on here.
Spend more time in this universe with these people, with these characters. Yeah.
And since it's a new movie, we can't see too much, but this is the easy one. You don't have to pay any money. Just go fucking watch it on Netflix. Or go to your friend's house that has Netflix and go watch it. Bring this.
Or steal their password. I don't know. Fucking do something.
My number one is Beverly Hills Cop 1, just because I love the introduction to the character. I love how Rosewood and Taggart get involved, even though they don't want to. At first, they're like kind of enemies, like they're spying on him and shit like that. And he's like, "Hey, motherfuckers, I'm right here." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of stuff. I like how he kind of gets people to get out of their own skin a little bit and just go break a couple rules just to get what you got to get to. You know? I love that about him, and I think they do it the best in the first one. I feel like it carries on strongly in the fourth one. And the second one, it does kind of go over the rails because it starts off with him in a Lamborghini or Ferrari. Mm-hmm. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, you up the ante like big time in this, and it's just like no one's gonna believe this shit. Like he's undercover. Like this is a little too much for him to be undercover. But when he goes in the fourth one, when he goes in the car that he's in, it seems more like a Beverly Hills. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. They don't know that yet.
Fuck.
They don't ever do anything like that.
That's why it's hard not to keep going for longer, because I feel like I'm going to keep saying more shit.
If you say anything else, you know what's going to happen. Anyway, this is probably going to get canceled like crazy. This is fake. I got to make that totally clear. This is a pellet gun. This is fake. Want to see? Look. That's the clip. These are little, it's a pellet gun, okay? So with that, please go see Beverly Hills Cop 4. And by the way, this is not the only movie we're seeing tonight. Oh, no, 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 no. As of right now, it is July 3rd. It's a Wednesday. As you all know, MaXXXine is coming out July 5th. We're seeing that shit tonight. We have an advanced screening we're going to later on tonight, and we will drop a discussion.
A discussion.
We will drop a little discussion for you guys later on tonight. Please enjoy your 4th of July. Enjoy your lives. Please go see Beverly Hills Cop 4 and be on the lookout for our little discussion about MaXXXine. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you. This is Rock Hard. Fucking out.
Beans, rice, and Jesus Christ. Bitches.